Hey everybody, it's Gary Enerson here. How y'all doing? I hope you had a good week. Welcome to episode number 44 of Gary E's Sketch Cards. And this week I am doing something a little different. As you can see, I am collaborating with an artist named Travis Cakos, and I am painting a picture of Rey over this picture of Kylo Ren. And I thought that I would use the sketch mock-up that I drew as this week's episode. So because I knew where I wanted Rey to sit in the composition on this painting, the first thing that I did for the sketch was to take a piece of tracing paper and very lightly trace over some of the detail lines on Kylo Ren's mask. This is the actual painting that Travis gave to me. So you can find his work at artbypalehorse.com, which I'll put a link right there. The first thing I did was, like I said, I drew over a piece of tracing paper, drew the far right corners you can see, and some of the mask details and stuff. I had comped a mock-up in Photoshop using the source material that I got for Rey and a picture of the painting that Travis had sent me. So like I said, I knew where I wanted her to go. It was just a matter of getting the right scaling and everything like that, and using the lines that I had traced as sort of a starting point. And so with that, I would, sketch in the face and everything like that. So I'm real excited about this piece. I think it's going to turn out great. I'm having a little difficulty finding time to actually do it, but it was pretty fun, like doing this part. So I'm looking forward to doing the actual full-on painting after this is done. And what I will do is I'm putting together a video of the entire process, and I am calling it, surprisingly enough, Painting Rey. And that'll be coming out on my YouTube channel here probably in the next few weeks. So be on the lookout for that. The reason that I used tracing paper was, obviously, number one, to trace some of the lines. But number two, whenever I put together a sketch for a painting, I like to use tracing paper just because I don't like the idea of wasting the drawing paper that I use. But it has a little bit better surface. It has a bit more forgiving surface for erasing and things like that. The key is to just be careful if you erase too much, because you run the risk of tearing the tracing paper in that. Whereas if you just used regular drawing paper, that's all fine and good. Just this isn't the final sketch, and so I kind of just don't want to waste the paper. I don't know. I think it's just more of a personal choice on my part, I guess. At this point in a sketch, I'm usually mapping out the general lines for all the details and stuff. You can see I'm kind of working on the mouth a little bit and seeing how that looks in relation to like her chin and her cheekbone, jawbone, and that. And, I'll kind of work it a little bit as I go. I'll erase some parts and, try to redraw it and see if that works. I think at some point, I'll look at it and just kind of say, this isn't looking quite right. And, I'll erase a section of it, a couple of lines or something like that. And I'll try to redraw it and see if that works. And sometimes it works out for the best. Sometimes it doesn't. And again, because this isn't the final sketch, I kind of had the luxury of being able to erase. And, if I can't get all the lines completely erased, that's fine, because, again, this is the workup sketch. I may keep this one, spray mount it and keep it, just, because it's my first collaboration piece, if you will. So I'll probably just keep the sketch for my own benefit, I guess. Travis first approached me about this collaborative piece. I was really excited. I know Travis's technique pretty well. He has a great technique. There's a lot of brush strokes in his paintings that really work. There's a roughness to it that really makes his stuff stand out. And I really like the idea of putting Rey in front of Kylo Ren, using a more airbrush technique, which is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a an acrylic airbrush technique that will make her look a little bit smoother, I think, than Kylo Ren. And not that that's a bad thing or a good thing. I like the idea of contrasting painting styles on a final piece. Very similar to, I have an old Blade Runner poster that was illustrated, where Rick Deckard, Harrison Ford, was painted with, painted with paint. He's painted with brush strokes and things like that. And it was very gruff looking and very rugged, and it fit his character, obviously very well. Whereas the cityscape, the Los Angeles cityscape, and Rachel's face were all airbrushed and kind of smoothed out a little bit, and it really made the Harrison Ford image stand out, predominantly on the poster. And again, not that Rachel didn't, it's just that, there was a softness to her that, you could say was very feminine. And, again, a gruffness to Harrison Ford's likeness that, made him, rugged and what have you. So I really like that. And I kind of wanted to imitate that, if you will, with this piece. So that's the plan. I think what I'll need to do is, I have kind of an approach that I want to take to physically put the paint down on Travis's Kylo Ren piece. But I need to test it out. I need to test it out on I have a scrap painting. It was one of the first paintings that I did on illustration board that just didn't come out right. And I have since used it for a number of things. I've used it for airbrushing techniques that I was new at and wanted to see how it looked on an image. I use it anytime I airbrush. My masking technique is a lot like Drew Struzan's. Well, it's exactly like Drew Struzan's, actually. What I'll use is a piece of tracing paper that is very lightly sprayed with a spray adhesive. And what I'll do is I'll spray it lightly because I don't want to stick it to anything. I just want it to adhere to a painting. And I can then go in with an X-Acto and kind of cut the mask around what I need to mask off. And so I use the scrap painting to basically, once I put the spray adhesive down on the tracing paper, I'll use that painting to kind of get a lot of that tackiness off. I'll put the tracing paper down on top of it and pull it off and kind of repeat that a couple of times. So, it's served me well. I mean, it was, I had thought about throwing it away, and then in the back of my mind, I my personality is such that I just can't throw anything away. And that's actually proven to be an advantage with this particular painting. I think the plan is going to be that I want to try putting a layer of watered down gesso onto the painting and then airbrush on top of that. I don't want to lose all the details in the original Kylo Ren painting, so I won't put just a straight, layer of gesso, which is basically just this kind of white paint primer, if you will. It's not technically a primer, but it's a starting point for a lot of painters out there. So, but what I'll do is I'll water it down and make it thin and slightly transparent, and apply that to the Kylo Ren painting. But I kind of need to know where to do that first, so that's why I'm putting the sketch down here. I'll transfer the sketch over to the painting and then gesso the area. But I need to see how that's going to look before I actually do the final painting. So yeah, like I said, I'll use that test painting to try it out and see what happens. So yeah, that's the plan, I think. So once again, I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Travis Cakos. Again, you can find his work here at artbypalehorse.com. This is going to be a cool piece once I can actually get around to painting it. Like I said, things have been a little crazy around here, and I've been very busy. That's never an excuse, but when you can't get to something, you can't get to something. And I've really wanted to move forward on this painting. I just haven't been able to really do it. So enough excuses. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Real quick note, you can find me on Instagram at Gary_Enerson.com. If you wouldn't mind, subscribe to my channel. I have the Gary E. Sketch Card video series out every week, usually on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to be putting out, like I said, the Painting Ray video, which I believe is going to be one full episode, start to finish, how I actually did this painting. So be on the lookout for that. And again, if you like what you see, let me know. Leave a comment below. I'll answer any questions. I'll take any requests. I'm a musician as well, so I know a whole lot about taking requests. So, if you like the video, like it, share it with a friend or two, and hell, let me know what you think. And I guess that'll do it for this week, so I will see you next time. Again, this is Ray from Star Wars The Force Awakens, in case you didn't know that. And again, artbypalehorse.com. I don't have a website yet, but I'm working on it. Yeah, there it is. I will see you next week. Take care, and remember, your art is awesome. Keep striving to do your best and keep striving to improve, and I will see you next time.